ribs to your hips. Really squeeze your butt in your bridge so we can really start to feel the back of the body waking up. That's what this is about. It's getting movement through the pelvis, but it's also about waking up your butt muscles so that when we do some of these exercises today, your butt muscles come play along. And so you have 10 there. If you're joining us on the replay, you're going to want either some dumbbells or soup cans or something you can hold in your hands for some bicep exercise and upper back exercise. And then a mini band if you have one as well, or a hand towel. Once you finish your 10 glute bridges, you're going to flip over onto hands and knees. And we're going into 5 cat-cows. We're going to round up, draw the tailbone up and under. Then we're going to drop the belly down, lift the head, lift the chest. We've got 5 of those. Really trying to make sure we just get some movement through the middle part of the body, but particularly the pelvis. We got to get that pelvis to tilt. Tailbone up, tailbone under. Moving nice and slow and smooth. Our warm-up is very purposeful. It gets our body ready to work out. So we want to make sure we take our time and not rush through it. Once you've done 5 there, you're down on your forearms, hand behind the head, and we rotate the shoulders. Elbow to the ceiling. You have 8 of these on each side. Try to feel the shoulder blades, the upper back. Try to feel that motion so that we're getting a little movement through the upper back. That's what this exercise is all about. Not just turning the elbow. So we've got 8 of those. Today is what we call strength 3. Strength 3 refers to specific movements that we do every time we do strength 3. They are part of our functional 15 main movements that our workout programming is built around. And so today we're going to lift. We're going to do some hinge. We're going to do single leg squats. We're going to do some upper back work. We're going to do some core stuff. All right, we're coming back to hands and knees for bird dogs. One arm, one leg, extend and reach. Set it back down. If this bothers your wrists or you're having trouble maintaining balance, you can come to your forearms and just focus on your legs. But everybody's going to push that foot straight back. Like you're trying to put your shoe print on the wall behind you. Stamp your foot on the wall. Reach the fingers long. You've got 10 on each side. Take your time. Draw your belly button up and in. We're trying to flatten the core. So like the low back is flat to the ceiling. That's what we're working on when we bird dog. Often see people kick their legs a little too high and not really extend and squeeze your butt. Think about pushing through the heels, squeezing your booty cheek. Long, straight extend. Slow and controlled. Remember, take your time, don't rush through our dogs. You will do 10 on each side. Eventually, we'll meet together standing. No rush. If you're not here with us yet, that's okay. Once you stand, we've got arm circles for 10. Big arm circles back and reach the fingers to the sky. Stretch through the shoulders. Oh, yeah. We're going to do 10, go back. So I've got 3, 2, last one, I'm going to take 10 going forward. So big reach up, circle it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, last one here, we're going 5, toe touch squats. Toe touch squats are for mobility. So feet a little wider than hips, arms up. Round it forward, round your back, bend your knees, but get your toes. Arms stay inside the legs. Drop your butt, push your heels down, lift your chest. Right arm ready, your left arm ready, and we stand up. Take that in all 5 pieces. So it's 1, drop and lift 2, reach one arm 3, reach the other arm 4, 5 is stand up. We've got 5 of these. So here's 3. The most important thing is not how low your butt goes. It's how keeping your heels pressed down into the ground. That's the most important part. I think I've got one more. Down and reach, lift, reach, stand up. Gate openers to finish our warm up. We go 1 knee up and open, set it down. Set it down slow and controlled. So remember how we got to resist gravity on the way down, not just on the way up. So today's workout is supersets. We have 4 supersets. A superset means 2 superset. I just want to see how long this workout is. But those of you guys who've been doing virtual with me for a while, we had been timing everything. If you haven't been on yet this week, we're going back to reps. So we're going to mirror the reps we do here in studio. And this is 8th week, for those of you familiar with how we do things in studio. So we're doing 8 reps of all of our A's. The first exercise in the sequence will be 8 reps. The second exercise in the superset will be a different number of reps. But you'll be counting your own, and we'll stay pretty much together, but make sure you count, because we only want to do 8. Okay, first superset, we got a hinge power move, and then we're going to do a core move. So, hinge power. A lot of you guys have worked with us on deadlifts, and we work on that nice flat back hinge of a deadlift. Hinge power takes the deadlift and makes it forceful and generates power at the hip. So there's 3 levels. You guys got to pick your own level today. So level 1, you come into that flat back hinge. Everyone's going to start here, coming into that nice flat hinge with a bend in the knee. My shoulders are not past my hips, so I don't want to be down here. I'll be right here. Level 1, I'm just going to reach my arms up, stand up, and maybe come up on my toes. So back, up, and reach. That's level 1. Level 2, we add a jump to that. We swing it forward and jump and land, and swing it and jump and land. Level 3, if you have dumbbells, you're going to make this a little bit of a dumbbell swing. So you hold your dumbbells on either side, you come into your hinge, you push your hips forward, swing the dumbbells. Elbows stay bent. I'm thrusting my hips, and that's swinging my weight. Everybody's going to finish this by squeezing your butt and snapping your ribs down. Does that make sense? Cool. You have 8. Pick your level and go ahead and start. So, level 1, we're just going to lift up and reach. Level 2, we're going to jump and land and go. Level 3, we're going to hold weights. Take it back, bring it forward and swing. 8 of those. You count them, chest out. Nice. Juanita, drop your chin, otherwise looks great. Allie, that's perfect. Nice job, Tiffany. Good, 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 good. Nice. Lucinda, you got it. Beautiful, girl. Shasta looks great. Terry, that was good. Awesome job, you guys. Everybody looked good. The one thing I typically see folks do, there's 2 things that I want you to think about next time. Number 1, super common, we all do this. And we stick our head up. I want you to look down at the ground. Number 2 is if you're doing, well, really either level. Just be mindful that we don't get this arching back through here, so that as you come up, you want to really clamp the ribs and the butt together, especially if you're jumping or standing. As you throw your arms up, go straight up and not back. All right. Second exercise. Grab dumbbells or soup cans or something. If you don't have anything, let me get everyone else going, and then we'll talk about what we can do if we have just a resistance band. So if you have dumbbells, you're going to curl, punch it out, bring it in, set it down. Curl it up, push it out, bring it in, set it down. You have 10 on each side. If you have like a resistance band, you can do this with both hands, pull it apart, go curl, press it, bring it in, take it down, curl, push, in, down. So, if you have a resistance band, do 20, because you're doing both arms at once. If you have dumbbells, do 10 on each side. Everybody think of pull it up, push it out, bring it in, set it down. Whether you're using dumbbells or a band, your elbow never goes completely locked. Keep it soft and a little bent. And as you push your hands out, draw your belly button in. So hands go out, core comes in tight. When you lower down, same thing. Never locking the elbow. We're going to lower the arm straight, but keep a soft elbow bent. So this just looks pretty much like a punch. Bam, in and down. Also be mindful of your shoulders. Shoulders are going to stay exactly square. We don't want to have any turning, twisting, rotating happening at the shoulder. Once you've done 10 on each side, you get a water break. Strong work, everybody. Nice first set. Looking great, guys. You got it. If you use a band on these, try to think about your wrists. Try to keep your wrists and your forearms in line. A lot of times we have a tendency to curl the wrists. Yeah, so we're up and out and in and down. Strong work, everybody. Grab some water. We're going to do 2 more sets of those 2 exercises. And I tell you what, at this point, I'm going to let you guys kind of work through. I'll cue everybody. And then if somebody gets done super early and you want to do an interval while you wait, that's fine. So if you need more rest, take it. But if you're ready, we're coming back either to that level 1, lift and reach, level 2, up and jump, or level 3, swing your dumbbells. You have 8. Remember those things we talked about? Rib cage down, pull it in towards your butt, eyes to the floor. Good, good, good. Okay, Allie looks good. Nice one. Nita, there you got it. Good, Courtney. Lucinda, awesome. Go, Nay. Get it, girl. I see that tight core. You got it. Robin, Shasta's looking good. Terry looked great. And Tiffany, very nice. So, everybody's got it. I see beautiful flat back. Everyone's eyes looking down. And then snapping it tight at the top. This becomes a kettlebell swing. And it's all about generating power from the hip, but using your butt and your core to prevent your low back from taking the force. When you're done there, you come back to curl punch, or 10 on each side. This can be dumbbell, it can be a band. If you're using a band, pull, pull, pull those hands apart the whole time. So you're trying to rip that band in half. Yeah, and then I see if you have a long band, Lucinda put hers under her feet, which was super smart. Gave her even more resistance here. That's perfect. So we make it work. Whatever we have to use, we make it work. Don't forget about that tightness through the middle. So we're in our standing plank. As our arms are moving, we're keeping the rib cage in, we're keeping the butt tucked and squeezed. And as you press out, try to keep this arm low so that it doesn't lift up and we don't get the shoulder up by the ear. Push the shoulder down away from the ear. And then just extend that arm out. You're actually kind of pushing through your chest. And then a little bit of that front shoulder. And then you got a water break as well. Beautiful job. You guys are doing great today. Really, really nice. We are going to do 1 more set. Take your time. Like if you're really ready and you don't want to wait, you can start. But if you are willing, just take a couple breaths. Last set, hinges have looked great. We're eyes focused down. We're going to thrust that booty forward. You have 8. Nice work, guys. Woo, yes. So, it starts with that deadlift hinge. It becomes a push. So we're either pushing up towards the ceiling or we're driving those weights forward and giving that good tuck and squeeze. Let the arms be bent if you're using dumbbells. So just swish and swing. Beautiful job. 8 of those. Then we've got that curl and punch. Looking great, everybody. Strong work. Way to finish those hinges. When you're done, go ahead and grab your weights. Gonna give me those punches. 10 on each side or 20 singles if you're using a band. Shoulder blades down away from the ears. Think of this as bicep and then chest and front deltoid. Yep, you got it. You did good, guys. Good. Pull your core in tight as you push the weight out. Also, as you push the weight out, try to pull back with your core a little bit so we don't get rotation through the shoulders. Awesome job. Looking good. Very nice, everybody. So curious to hear who plays music while we work out. Megan made some great Spotify playlists, and I keep forgetting to incorporate that for you guys to listen to. Since you're muted, you might as well play music. But my husband did a yoga class last night with one of the studios here, and they had music playing. They did a Spotify playlist, so he played music. But he said it kept playing commercials. It wasn't very relaxing. But I think that's because he doesn't have a free Spotify. All right, you guys just did awesome. So when you finish those arms, we are going to go into 2 exercises that don't involve any weights. One is legs, one is core. I want to show a modification because we're going to do a single leg squat. But if anybody, it does not work for you perhaps to do a single leg squat for your knees, you can come on the ground and do a single leg glute bridge, which would be knee to knee. So these knees are in line. Pull my core in and push through my heel. Lift my hips. Lower down with control. So we've got 8 on each side if you're doing that modification. Everybody else, if your knees are good with it, feet together, knees together. Take that left heel and lift it up off the ground. With the right foot down, reach forward, lean forward, sit back and down into that single leg squat, and then press up through the heel. We're going to do 8 of these. So the important thing here is that you lean forward and sit back. If you can get your hips below your knees without bothering your knees, go for it. But just down and up. You've got 8, go ahead and begin. If you're doing it on the floor, you've got 8 single leg bridges on each side. Whether you're standing or on the ground, push through your heel and use your booty. So something we found in person today, it was my first time getting to see people do this in person. If you try to sit back too much, you get to a certain point, you have to be able to lower your hips here. And if that isn't going to work, it's just mobility and it will come with time. But try to get that forward lean and keep your spine flat, and that will help. Do both sides. So you got 8 on one side. When you finish 8 on one, do 8 on the other. Let me watch a little bit. Whether you're on the ground, if you're on the ground, you're still pushing through your heel, using your butt cheek to lift. You guys look strong. These look really nice. Reach forward, sit back, press through that heel. You might be surprised. You might be able to get a little lower than you think, but listen to your knees. If you're on the ground, stay on the ground. Oh, Juanita, don't get up. Yeah, girl, stay on the ground. And then everybody who's standing, when you're done, just so I know you're done, have a seat. Because we're all going to do this next exercise together, so I can time you all. And then I'll be able to see if everybody's ready. We're doing a hollow hold. So a hollow hold has 3 levels. Level 1, with the chest up, the knees are bent, we're right here. Pull the core in, flatten the back. Level 2, the legs go a little farther. Maybe we straighten one leg and keep one knee bent. Level 3, both legs out, we're pulling up and in, we're lowering the back is flat to the ground. The farther your legs are, the harder this is. But I don't want your legs up here. If your legs are up here, bend your knees. Maybe straighten one leg. 30 seconds. So start with your head on the ground. Bring your knees to 90 degrees. Reach your arms forward. 3, 2, 1. Lift up now. Find where the legs can extend and the low back can stay flat. I'd rather have knees bent but legs closer to the ground than straight legs way up in the air. Why? Lower core engagement. A hollow body position is about being able to keep this fairly flat here and not at an angle too much at the hips. 5 seconds, but we gotta keep the low back flat and not have issue at the low back. 2, 1, relax. Nice job. If you're doing single leg bridges on the ground, just go right back into it. Otherwise, stand up, go back to your single leg squat. We have 8 on each side. Remember on your single leg bridge, I really want you to line those knees up and keep them in line. So that when you bridge, your thighs are even. That's going to help with the core and not lead to hyperextension. If you are single leg squatting, push back into your booty. Yeah, see, I'd always rather find depth before we use less leg. It's all about being able to eventually get all the way down here. If the joints won't allow for it, that's okay, but I want to build strength in the bottom. If our ultimate goal is to be able to get to that single leg squat, that pistol squat, we got to build strength out of the bottom. We got to work on mobility and depth. But listen to your knees. You got to have great ankle mobility for this one. Strong work, everybody. Lean forward, try to keep your spine straight. I see great work happening. You guys look so good. When you do finish, you will have a seat just so I know you're done. Awesome job. Looking good, guys. I see somebody's little doggy running around in front of that camera shot. Lucinda. I love seeing the dogs. The dogs, sometimes they're kids too. They pop in and look like, what are you doing? What do you think the kids think of all this? God only knows. All right, we're almost ready. I'm waiting on a couple people. Take your time. If you're waiting on me to start the hollow hold, I want you to just think about hollow hold positioning, the importance of keeping the core tight, the back flat, glue your low back down to the mat. So we're gonna start with the legs up and the head down, and then we're gonna lift in 3, 2, 1. Lift the upper body. Now find where can my legs go that my low back can still manage. I can still stay pulled in, pulled tight, keep my low back flat. Maybe I could extend, like for me, 15 seconds. With the way my back is right now, I can get one leg straight, but not both. So that's where I'm gonna go because it's challenging. But if I go with both, it bothers my back. Find where you need to be. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! We have one more set of 8. You can grab some water in between. We got 8 on the single leg, and then we'll do hollow hold. You guys are killing it. I love it. It's funny, one of the ladies was in this morning, and she's been doing our virtual sessions this entire time, and she just came back in person this week, and she said, oh my gosh, I got stronger when I was at home. It's so cool. Like, you wouldn't have necessarily thought you could, but all of you guys who are continuing to stay at home, because it's what makes the most sense for you, you are still getting stronger. You are still making progress. You are still being consistent. That's what really counts. Showing up and doing it, and then we find different ways to level things so that they continue to be challenging for you at home. I'm proud of everybody who's making the time and the effort. That's really what matters. Remember your single leg bridge, line your knees up, lift and lower so that we keep everything in a straight line, just like a one-footed bridge. My single leg squatters, you're trying to get as low as you can go without making the knees mad, but sitting back and down. You gotta lean forward. If the torso doesn't come forward, you won't get the depth. So you gotta reach forward, lean forward. Nice, Tiffany. Allie was looking strong too. Get it, Megan. You got it, girl. Just make sure that heel stays down, down, down. That heel that you're pushing through, using that booty cheek. Woo, yes. Very nice. Strong work, everyone. Eventually, you'll find your way to seated. I won't hang out seated here for a while. I'll grab this stuff. All these things, I'm like, I gotta use all these weights. That's all more stuff I gotta clean. The cleaning is real. And like, do I really want to touch that? I don't know. All right, we're going all the way back down. Not because it's dirty, just because then I gotta clean it. All right, last hollow hold. 3, 2, 1, lift up, extend. Find the place where the legs can be closer to the ground, but the low back is flat. This isn't bothering it, but it's challenging. You gotta squeeze, you gotta pull in. You're squeezing your legs together tight. That pelvic floor tight. Squeeze your butt cheeks, but breathe. So everything's pulling in, but we're breathing. 10 seconds. We're not holding our breath or bearing down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. Grab some water. We're going to be on the floor for the next superset for both exercises. So if you have like a light dumbbell, something between 3 and maybe 8 pounds at most, you're going to want that. If you have a mini band, whether it's a loop band or a straight band, you're going to want that. So mini band or loop, definitely a mini band if you have it, because everyone's going to use a band if you have it. But if you have dumbbells, grab your dumbbells too. If you don't have anything, find a small child or a dog. No, I'm kidding. A soup can would be great for a rear fly. If you have nothing, like a soup can or a wine bottle would work fantastic. If you're watching on the replay and you need to pause me and go run and get a soup can, go for it. The first exercise, we're going to be on all fours. If this bothers your wrists, you can come to your knuckles instead of your wrists. Forearm could work. It's just going to be a little funky, but it could work if it bothers your wrists. So I'm going to show it with the dumbbell and with the band. On all fours, with that core tight, we're pulled in flat. We're using a dumbbell, we're flying that out to the side and down. Now notice the angle at my arm. I'm just hinging. I'm not doing this. No bend and straighten. And I'm not doing this. No fly in and turn in the shoulders. My shoulders stay square and I'm just lifting and lowering. hinging at my shoulder. It looks the same if I have a straight band. I'm pulling that out and down. If I only have a mini band, my arm is not going to go as far. I'm going to have to bend my elbow. But I'm going to hold the band down with my opposite hand. So everyone's working the back of your shoulder to do this. So whatever tool you have, give me 8 on each side. Go ahead and begin when you're ready. Yeah. Eyes down to the floor. Try to keep your shoulder down away from your ear. And then slow and controlled on the way down. I like to call this like open the refrigerator door. You're just pulling open the fridge and taking a peek at what's inside, using the back of the shoulder. When you finish one side, just going to switch and do the other side. So remember, if I have a mini band or even a loop, it's going to be maybe a smaller motion. It's going to be a little more bent elbow. If I've got a dumbbell, I can take this a little wider and just sweep that arm up and down. 8 on each side. Very nice. You guys look good. Everybody at home looks really nice. Got that right focus. It comes open, like I was taking the fridge door and opening the fridge door. Open and down. When you finish 8 on each side, if you have a mini loop band, you will put it on above your knees. You know, you're going to do this with us with no band. We're doing bridges, just like we did in our warm-up, but we're going to wear a band with our bridges. So the band adds an element of awareness and challenge. So you're going to keep your knees pushed out against the band. That's going to engage the booty. And then we're just bridging like we normally would, but our knees are going to be held in place by pushing out against the band. And we're just going to do a regular bridge and really, really squeeze. You have 20, 2, 0, 20 of them. So look up, make sure you can see the tops of your thighs. Pull your ribs in. If you have no band, you're bridging without a band, and you're just really going to push down into your heels. Really squeeze your butt. Really take your time. The band is just going to add a little bit of a layer, but it's not a necessity. No band. This is still 20 bridges. You're still going to focus on your butt. Still going to squeeze those glutes. It's still going to burn. And again, kind of tilt your tailbone under and curl your tailbone towards your rib cage as you lift your butt, so that we're not just thinking of pushing the hips up, which kind of puts a lot of tension in the low back. First, we're going to curl in and then lift up and really squeeze your booty. Go through your 20, take your time. Be sure you're exhaling, pushing through your heels, inhaling slow, lower. Strong work, everybody. Very nice. This helps with, sometimes our knees drop in on our bridges. This helps with that. And it's filling your strong, strong booty. Once you finish your 20, you're back on all fours for your rear fly for 8 on each side. So remember, if it starts to bother your wrist, this all fours position, you can always put a knuckle down. Knuckles a lot of times help me, but if that's still no good, you can try flying on your forearm. That will work too. Your shoulders are a little uneven in that situation, but if it's not going to work at all, you could also come up and do this bent over, but it's pretty challenging on the back to do it. I like to do it on all fours because if you bend over, it passes a lot of your low back. And it works really nicely on all fours with a band. You got it, you guys, looking really nice. Remember, we're just opening the refrigerator door. It's just a pull open. You're using your upper back and the back of your shoulder. Try not to think of it like with your hand and your forearm. Upper back. Your hand is a claw. And it's just holding on to the weight of the band. And that shoulder, upper back, back of the shoulder, is moving it. The claw just holds the weight. If that makes any sense at all. And then when you finish 8, you're back on your back. I'm curious how many people didn't even take your band off. You can tell, right? Tiffany's like, didn't even bother. Terry, yeah. No, we just kept it on. Why bother? If you don't have to, just leave it on. It's a whole workout in and of itself. So we're going back into that bridge. Band or no band. Keep pressing out into the outer edges of your feet and the outer edges of your knees. So that you're getting that good lift and tuck. Squeezing the booty cheeks so tight, so tight. Woo, yes. Good, strong work. Squeeze it down. So make sure you feel that low back and tailbone flat to the ground after you finish your 20. Take your time, no rush. When you're done, you've got one more set of each. We're doing great on time. We've got this and then one more set of 2. We might be just a tiny bit past 45 minutes today. I know it's lunchtime, so hopefully we can get this in and done in about 10 minutes, this last superset. I think we'll do it. So you have that last set of that rear fly, 8 on each side, finding that little hinge, open the refrigerator door, slow lower, resist gravity on the way down or the band. So the band's pulling you back. You have the control. Don't let it just go. You fight it on the way down with your strength. Good job, everybody. I see nice form here. Everyone using the back. Nobody's turning the shoulders. Everyone's eyes are on the floor. Chin is down. That's what I like to see. Strong work. Last set. And then back to our bridges. That nice allied bridge looks good. Drop your ribs just a tiny bit. Good work, Megan, on that fly. Same thing, Juanita. Lucinda's looking good. Nice tip. Yeah, Tiffany, really focusing on that rib to hip as you come up, rolling that tailbone under so you can really engage that core so we don't get too much in the low back. That's for everybody, but you've got your 20 bridges. With a band or no band, if you don't have one, we're rolling the tailbone up and under and then slowly lower it down. So one of the biggest things on a bridge is to keep your core engaged as you set your hips down. So as we pull up, we're engaging ribs to hips. Don't just relax them and start setting your butt down. Hold that and then lower. I sometimes will put my hands at the bottom of my ribs and the top of my hips so I can feel that connection of how I want them to line up, to come together, and to be pulling that front of my core and my tailbone under. That's what prevents that hyperextension in the low back. And since everyone's low back is tight, it always tends to pull us into that hyperextended position, which is where low back pain can start. So we've got to be mindful of tucking the tail, but also engaging the rib cage. So trying to flatten out, get you to a neutral spine position. Okay. Bear with me today because these last 2 exercises we're still going to be on the ground. A lot of ground today. So if you're not done, don't rush. Grab some water. But you guys will, if you have a dumbbell, let's use the dumbbell. Something between 5 and like 12 pounds at most. If you have a mini band, you can use a mini band. If you have neither of those things, you could use a hand towel and hold it like it's a mini band. You could use a straight band and hold it like it's a mini band. So that's the first exercise. So our first exercise is half kneel. If half kneeling is not comfortable for you, you can do it in a split stance where the back knee is off the ground. But if you are comfortable in half kneel, do it in half kneel. We're going to take either a dumbbell end to end. Where's the best light here? There we go. Half kneel, tuck the tail. The dumbbell sliding up and down. So I'm putting it in my pocket, I'm pulling it out of my pocket. I'm putting it in my pocket, I'm pulling it out of my pocket. Yeah, if I have a mini band, I put it over my hands. I put it in my pocket, I pull it out of my pocket. I put it in my pocket, I pull it out of my pocket. Yeah, so this is core. I want you to feel this here, in front. We're not turning the shoulders, we're not turning the hips. You got 8 on one side, switch the legs, 8 on the other side. Go ahead and begin. Those of you guys who've done this with me in person, this is our cable where we're pulling the chop or the lift, and it's sliding up and down. Dig in your back toe, squeeze your butt cheek on that side. Put it in my pocket, take it out. Put it in, take it out. Keep tucking that back hip forward. Feel this in your core. Yes, your arms feel this too. But don't forget, anterior core here, anti-rotation, 8 on each side. Slide it, slide it, slide it. If the knee feels icky in that position, you can also do this in a split stance. Up and down. When you finish 8, have a seat, set down whatever you're using. I'm gonna watch, make sure everyone's done. Get it? Looking good, guys. Yes. So try not to turn through this. The whole goal is to not turn, to keep those hips so still, so solid. We got one more we're waiting on. So this next exercise, either on all fours or forearms. Go to forearms if it bothers your wrist. We're gonna fire hydrant, so it goes up, kick it out, bring it in, set it down. Lift it, extend it, bring it in, set it down. What we're not doing is lifting, extending. We're not gonna lean into that hip. It's lift, kick it, bring it in, set it down. Lift, kick, in, down. You have 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. Try to keep your hips super level. They might lift a tiny bit. If your hips are real tight, you might feel a little bit of a lean into that opposite side. Keep your shoulders square and just try not to lift your leg very high. This is not meant to be high. And if you do this right, man oh man, that leg you're moving, that booty cheek, that's where you're feeling it. Glute medius, nice little tension through that little side booty. And we're not forgetting our all fours position, ribs and hips tucked tight. Remember that if it does start to be an issue at the wrist, you can drop to your forearms. Lift the knee, straighten the leg, bend it, drop the knee. Lift the knee, straighten the leg, bend it, drop the knee. 10 on one side, switch and do 10 on the other side. Good, you guys. Don't worry about height. Remember, I always say in these exercises, it's not about height of the leg. If you can get that leg way up there and extend it without sinking to the other hip, more power to you, go for it. But most of us have to lean too far. So we're just up, extend it, bring it in, set it down. With the knee, push it out, bring it in, set it down. When you've done 10, we're back here for 8 on each side. Think of this almost like rowing a canoe. And if you ever do go row a canoe or a kayak, do it this way for me. Your hips and your shoulders, as I go to my left, my right side is pulling in the opposite direction. Because if I don't, then I get this little twist. I don't want the twist. The twist is happening in your low back. That causes problems. What we want to do is be so grounded, so tight, so strong on the right side as we move to the left, or reverse, left side as we move to the right, that we don't turn the body. Pull in, tuck your hips, tuck your rib cage. That's what this makes me think of, is like a canoe. And you just be paddle it. Why would your low back hurt the next day? Because if we're turning, then we're getting torque in our low back every time we turn. Until we build the strength to resist it. This is how we train like athletes who do rotational sports. They got to work their way up so that when they start to do things that require rotation, they've got the strength to absorb and resist that force. Same for you guys. So that if you go to lift mulch in the yard and you throw it, we don't have too much torque because you have the strength to resist that motion. Just a little science lesson today. When you're ready to go back to those kickouts, you guys know I get excited about teaching stuff. So I like to tell you why and the ideas behind it. The reason why we do stuff, you're like, this exercise is weird. I had a couple of clients, loved them both dearly, but they always said they just didn't like it. The chop on the cable, they just do not like that exercise. But there's always going to be things you don't like, but if you can appreciate the reason why behind it, you're a little bit more open to it. On that fire hydrant kickout, you can always use your forearms. And if this is like bothersome for the shoulders, you could also stand up and do it. You can always make anything work. That's going to be way harder standing, but listen, you guys know my philosophy. Let's figure out a way to make it work instead of not doing it at all. Or we change the exercise, right? Everybody looks really good. So we're lifting a little bit. Extend and push through the heel, bring it in, set the knee down. Lift it up, extend it out, bring it in, set that knee down. Lift it, push it, in and extend. Whenever you get there, you've got one final set. We're doing pretty well on time. If we finish this last set, let's just have enough time to stretch. We'll be out of here by 10 till. Extend it, bring it in, set it down. Try not to lean into that side. When we're going into our chop, we're using a dumbbell, we're holding it end to end. We're using a band, we're pressing out with the hands. No turning. So feel the resistance. My arms go to this side, my other side, the knee that's up, is going to be pulling back in the opposite direction. Pull back. Arms go left, pull your body towards the right. Arms go right, pull your body towards the left. Feel the tuck in the tailbone, that back hip pushing forward, that backside booty squeezing so tight. Building the strength to be able to absorb and resist that sideways motion force. That's what we're after. That is what anti-rotation is all about. Not turning and trying to make this a big movement. It's finding a control to resist it, building a strong anterior core. Oh, yes. 8 on each side. Strong work, you guys. Yeah, remembering that you can always come to a split stance if it bothers your kneeling. Row that canoe, and then you are down on all fours when you're done there, either on forearms or wrists. We're lifting, we're extending in and down. Let me do the other side. I've done a lot on this side. I like to kind of frame my legs so my hands are kind of on either side of my knee that is down. That also can help with kneading. So you're like a little bit of a tripod. And then just don't lift that leg super high. Open it, extend it out, bring it in, set it down. Lift the knee, kick it out, bring it in, set it down. Lift, kick, and down. Strong work, 10 on each side. This is it. All the way to the finish. Focus, control, don't rush these. These are those little tiny exercises I always talk about that I think sometimes we just want to get them done. Take your time, they're important. They have value. They are targeting something very specific. It's a muscle group that becomes very weak on a lot of people and causes a lot of back pain. That's why we want to strengthen it. When you do finish, you can maybe give me a little child's pose stretch while we wait. You can grab some water. We are all going to stretch here together as soon as everybody's done. Eyes looking down at the floor. Beautiful. Nice job. I love it. Megan's been doing intervals this whole time. She's like, nope, gonna get my cardio in, friends. Doing it. Doing it. Cardio tomorrow. If you're coming on for a distance tomorrow, we got cardio for you tomorrow. When you're ready, you're gonna go ahead and lie all the way back in the same position that we started in. And we're gonna cross one foot over the opposite knee and draw it in and hold for figure 4. That little muscle that we just worked, we're gonna stretch it now. Yep. And take your time. If you're not quite with us yet, join us as soon as you're ready. As long as you get your stretching, you'll be good. So we want to slow down our breathing. Inhale. And then exhale all the way out. That was a lot of strength today. Good strength focus. I hope some of you guys were around yesterday. We had a really good cardio circuit, so this was a nice contrast. If you're around tomorrow, we'll do circuits tomorrow. Go ahead and switch legs if you're ready. Or if you're doing the replay, like you can do Saturday's replay on Sunday. That would be more on our feet, standing, high heart rate. We gotta do both. So important to do both our strength and our cardio. And if you're someone coming in person, you can always do the cardio at home and then come and do strength in person and mix it up. Nice work today, good focus. I saw a lot of great form here today. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you for showing up. I wonder why everybody's here on noon on a Friday. Maybe you have an early day off, hopefully. Hug those knees in, roll the seat in. Wait a second, everybody had Monday off. How are you guys all off today? All right, hug it in. Maybe you're on your lunch break. Well, yeah, well, I know. So,
I'm pretending like I'm still working.
Oh, gotcha. Indeed. So some people are lunch break. That makes sense. Lunch break is fine. That's the nice thing about being at home. Is you're like, hey, I can just run down and work out. I don't have to worry about getting showered and all that, going to switch sides. Don't talk to me about showers. I ain't worried about it. Just shower whenever you can. I don't care. It's fine. 2 days, 3, I'm kidding. Kidding. I showered this morning. I did not wash my hair though. Who has time? I washed my hair on Wednesday. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Not like our dear friend Claudia, who showers like twice a day. You know what I'm talking about, some of you guys. All right, we're going to come to standing, stretch that upper body. So, next week is June 1. As we record this live, next week is June 1. Round it forward. The distance schedule is slightly adjusted. We are bringing back the 7 a.m. class. There's the 6:30 a.m. You guys, let me know about 6, because if you're early morning and you want 6 instead of 6:30, Megan is probably more than willing to do it. I just had some people say 6 was a early. Take those arms back behind, roll the shoulders back. So if you want 6 a.m. and we'll move it back, let me know. Otherwise, we still have our evenings. I'll still be doing Fridays at 5. We have some noon classes during the week, I think 3 days a week. We have Saturday at 9:30. That starts tomorrow. Right arm in front. You gotta check the Zen planner though. Please, please. Use Zen planner. If it's distance, it says distance. There is also a link to join in Zen planner. If you're using your phone, you can click right from the class description. Go ahead and switch arms. Otherwise, the link will start to change every week starting Monday. It will be in your My Coach. There's going to be a little lesson right at the top when you open your app and you click on lesson that says link, so you can join through that. We'll keep sending it out by email. We'll keep posting it on Facebook. Hands to the thighs, flat back down. There is a membership site that you probably got an email for with login information. That will start Monday as well. That is where all the replays will be, as well as sent by email and posted to Facebook. Go ahead and deepen that stretch, eyes to the floor. I'm trying to figure out how to get them. I can get them in My Coach, but it's not as easy. So I feel like if I just link that website, you'll be fine. You can get it from the site. If you had a link that expired, let me know. Jason's going to resend them. If you didn't get one, let me know. Jason's going to resend it. I think that's everything for next week with distance. As always, if you have questions, reach out. I'm going to be doing a lot of communication, big reach out. Lots of emails going out. I'm trying to hit all places, like do it on My Coach, do it on Facebook, do it by email, and just hopefully nobody gets lost in the shuffle. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. Way to bring it today on the lunch hour. Awesome work.